Imagine this. I'm just standing in Brookhaven, peacefully eating ice cream, and suddenly someone rolls up in a tank, kidnaps me, and enlists me in the army. That's only one of my absolutely insane Roblox stories. If you think nothing stranger has happened to me, oh, you are very wrong. Get ready to laugh, gasp, and ask, how is this even possible? Let's dive into my 5 wildly ridiculous adventures. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new stories, and I'd be super happy if you drop a like on this video. How I became the Banana Queen in Brookhaven. And I'm the kind of person who can accidentally break even virtual reality. The first time it happened was in Brookhaven. I logged in just to buy ice cream, but the game decided I wasn't a human, I was a banana. Yes, a banana, bright yellow and clumsy. Chat exploded with, "Who is the banana girl?" I tried running away, slipped on my own peel, and fell. Children started chasing me, yelling, "Banana Queen, follow her." I became a local mascot. Someone put me in a stroller and paraded me around town. Then somebody threw a banana grenade. Yes, it exploded. Brookhaven is a cruel world. Eventually, I turned human again, but people still message me, "Hey, Banana Queen, remember us?" I pretend I have no idea what they're talking about. Nope, wasn't me. I was never an explosive yellow fruit. Never. My big wedding, the one I accidentally ruined. One time I logged into Brookhaven and saw a wedding. Beautiful music, flowers, everyone standing in their places. I just wanted to watch, but I clicked sit on the bride's chair by accident, right in front of 20 guests, the groom, and the pastor. The bride left the game. Everyone stared at me. The pastor asked, "Do you accept him?" In panic, I typed, "I was just looking." The wedding officially collapsed. People chased me in cars as I screamed, "I'm not the bride, I swear!" Even in real life, I don't run from dates that fast. My obby that brought me to tears. I thought I was a master of obbies. Like, you just jump. How hard could it be? Right. Cute thought. I joined Tower of Hell. 5 minutes later, I was already crying. People cleared it in 2 minutes, while I stood on the first platform pretending to stretch like an esports champion preparing for the finals. When I finally reached the middle, I accidentally opened chat and fell. I stared at my screen like a tragic hero. Why do you hate me, Roblox? After 20 attempts, a random guy joined me and typed, "You can do this, Loly!" Then he fell too. We cried together. We completed only the first tower, but celebrated like we won the Olympics. My worst workday in Restaurant Tycoon 2. I decided, time to be an adult. I'm getting a job. Restaurant Tycoon 2 looked perfect. Until it turned out I was the worst employee in existence. A customer asked for pizza, I gave them soup. They asked for steak, I gave them dumplings, which I don't even know how I got in the game. My restaurant went bankrupt in 15 minutes. The staff wept, customers fled. So I closed my business and went to rob buses in Brookhaven. Surprisingly, I was way better at that. How I tried selling air in Adopt Me. I saw people trading eggs, pets, and vehicles, and I thought, what if I sell air? I stood in the square yelling, "Selling air, rare and invisible." A girl approached and asked, "How much?" I said very seriously, "Legendary air, $10." She paid. We stared at each other. I said, "Here you go," and gave her nothing. She wrote, "I felt it, thanks," and ran away. 2 minutes later, there was a whole line. I sold air for 10 minutes until an admin messaged me, "Please stop scamming." I logged off, changed my avatar, to protect my reputation. My sheriff career that lasted 42 seconds. I joined Brookhaven, grabbed the sheriff badge, and instantly felt like a movie hero. Sirens, cop car, uniform, perfection. I saw a suspicious guy with the bag and thought, this is my moment. I ran up, pointed at him, and typed, "You are under arrest." He answered, "I'm the delivery guy." While I was apologizing, real officers arrested me. My law enforcement career lasted 42 seconds. But wow, it was intense. Mom would be proud. How I became a ghost in Tower of Hell and scared half the server. I entered Tower of Hell again, fell again, but the game bugged. My avatar didn't disappear. I stayed floating, transparent, like a ghost. I ran around the server while people yelled, "Ghost! Someone help!" I wrote, "I am not haunting, I am broken." Players ran, called exorcists, threw me holy artifacts. Only one girl typed, "You are a pretty ghost." Even as a spectral glitch, I still slay. My life in Brookhaven as the Chaos Child. Brookhaven lets you be a baby. So I thought, aw, cute. Yeah, no. I turned into a toddler nobody could control. Someone picked me up. I escaped. Someone put me in a stroller. I climbed out. Someone tucked me into bed. I set their house on fire. Several people tried to adopt me, but every 2 minutes they typed, "I can't handle her anymore." They abandoned me at the police station. I became a legend, child of chaos. How I opened a beauty salon that ruined people's avatars. In Adopt Me, I saw a fancy beauty salon house, and I thought, why not make my own? I invited people and typed, "Free makeover." First client entered. I changed her hair color, but picked random neon pink. Then I added a beard. Then demon horns. Then a duck backpack. She stared in the mirror like, "What have you done to me?" I said, "It's art." The line disappeared, the salon closed, and I fled to Pet Simulator like nothing happened. How I almost became a mafia legend in Brookhaven. I entered the game when a random guy typed, "Wanna join mafia?" I said, "Sure." They drove me to a basement and gave me a job. Guard the boss. I felt powerful, so I asked, "Who is the boss?" They showed me a cat wearing a hat. Yes, the mafia boss was a pink cat. I guarded him for 20 minutes until accidentally picking him up and tossing him into a pool. They kicked me out of the mafia. 2 bodyguards rushed to save the cat. Sometimes I still wonder whether that was just a game or whether I actually destroyed a crime syndicate run by a feline. These are my adventures. And you know what? Roblox is just like life. You never know when you'll become a banana, ruin someone's wedding, or accidentally create a monopoly selling air. That's why I love this game. Anything is possible here. Now, tell me, which story made you laugh the most? And do you want part 2? I've got enough chaos for a whole encyclopedia.